Welcome to Make a Path Presents, and this is another quick mini review for Daredevil Season 2, Episode 4, the best episode yet, and probably one of the most powerful episodes in the series to date, and that includes Season 1 as well. I think this episode proves that the casting of Jon Bernthal for the Punisher was perfection. He just embodied Frank Castle, especially in this episode. Man, it's powerful. And I think being a father myself, there was even a moment where I was getting a little choked up. And I'm like, man, it's a Punisher. This is a comic book movie. You know what I mean? They're doing such a good job that there's a moment where he's talking about something, the Punisher, and it's like, man, that's tough. Besides the heartbreaking stuff, there's also moments in this episode where it's like, damn, that's the Punisher. This is the Punisher. Like, I'll just say it right now. And this is spoiler free. I'm not going to hit spoilers, but there's one thing I will say. He shoots a guy in the face, and it's like, yes, that is Warzone Punisher. Because any fan of the Punisher, if you remember, we got, Dolph Lundgren, and that was just a joke. And then we got Thomas Jane after that, who has a big following, and I'm not going to say anything, because although I think, I know he's got a lot of passion for the Punisher, I just think maybe they had bad writers, because I did not like that Thomas Jane Punisher at all, and mostly because it was the story, and shit like the Punisher using a popsicle to fool someone into thinking they're burned. That was cringeworthy as hell. Anyway, then we got Ray Stevenson, one of my favorite Punishers, and that's because he embraced the brutality. And they had Warzone. Again, not the best script in the world, but damn, they had the violence, they had that element of the Punisher that was just gritty. And I think in Daredevil Season 2, they were able to use some of that perfectly, where it's not overboard. It was like, damn, but it wasn't the, okay, this is getting ridiculous. How many body parts are we going to see blown into pieces? You know what I'm saying? They walked a fine line, I think, between gory and just enough gore. Not too much. And the Punisher, man, he gets wounded. I think he's been bloody in every episode so far. Now, this was also a baffling episode, in my opinion, because it starts off, and let me just say one thing. The Punisher was at a certain area in the beginning or the end of last episode. And then in this episode, unless I missed something, I even tried going back and looking at it again. And the Punisher is somewhere completely else. And it's weird because what happens in this episode, staying spoiler free, what happens in this episode, it's like, well, why didn't that happen in the third episode? Because the opportunity was there. It was clearly there. Anyway, maybe I missed something. I'll go back and check it out for when I do the full season review. But I do want to say, I am a little baffled at their choices here. Part of it feels like it's not layered, but I'm going to give them the chance. I like stuff that's layered, where we have, okay, Daredevil stuff going on and Elektra stuff going on. Alright, boom, boom, boom. But that's not the case. At least not yet. It seems like, okay, we're going to have some Daredevil. Stop. Then we're going to have some Elektra. I'm hoping I'm dead wrong. I'm hoping it's like, oh, the Punisher stuff. Did I say Daredevil before? I meant the Punisher, stop, then Elektra. I'm hoping it's kind of like, okay, the Punisher, there's a little hiatus, something's happening, taking a break, and then enter in Elektra, and then go back to the Punisher. I hope we do mix around shit like that, because if we were like, okay, the Punisher, stop, and then Elektra, stop, and then a couple more Punisher, I'm going to be like, man, are you just not capable of writing a layered screenplay where you have multiple characters? We have to do this bad guy of the week where it's like, we got Punisher for 4 weeks, stop, let's bring in Elektra. And I know that sounds like I'm dogging it. This was my favorite episode so far in the season. However, that part is just too striking, because it's like, okay, we have the Punisher storyline, something happened, let's bring in Elektra immediately after. So I do hope that is layered well, and we get a story that can juggle multiple characters, and they don't have to rely on a character being tied up and doing something else. And I'm really interested. I'm very curious to see what direction they're going to take the Punisher story from here on out, because there's a potential to kind of introduce an element of the old original Punisher from the comics storyline. There's something they could do, and I don't know if they would do that, because it seems like you would have to add more characters, hence more layers. But I think there's a potential now that the situation arose for that. Again, trying to keep it as spoiler-free as I can. Anyway, I think that is it. I just want to say, yeah, this episode proved that Jon Bernthal is perfect for the Punisher, fits this role. He is frickin' awesome, and he was terrific. When he was given his lines in this episode, it was just like, wow. Choked you up a bit. There is, again, the beginning and the end. There's something in each that rubbed me the wrong way, and I didn't understand, confused a little bit, and a little worried where they're going to go from here on out with the story. But this was still my favorite episode in this season so far. Really liked it. I got a lot of work coming up, and I do want to post these videos. And then later on tonight, I'm on Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 6. I binged 5 episodes over the past 2 days. But I'm going to watch some more Game of Thrones and Daredevil this weekend. Hopefully next week I can come out with more videos. Anyway, there's an eye up here. Click that eye. It'll drop down. Whether you're on a computer or cell phone or tablet or anything, click that eye. It'll drop down to my episode, 1, 2, 3 reviews, even my season 1 review if you want to check that out. My initial thoughts on Jon Bernthal as the Punisher, I got a whole list here, and check my video log for any current Walking Dead themed videos or whatever else I post, because I got a lot coming. I think I got like 5 that I'm editing right now. So thoughts and opinions about this episode and about the season of Daredevil Season 2 so far. Put those down in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.